A black billionaire feigns a coma, but his world shifts upon hearing his nurse's confession. The executive suite of the private hospital was steeped in silence, punctuated only by the rhythmic beeping of medical monitors. Marcus Sterling, 42, a tech magnate and one of the few black CEOs in the world's top 500 companies, had been motionless for 18 days. A mysterious crash in his private jet left a single red scar on his left temple, the only outward sign of the event that supposedly almost ended his life, or so the world believed. Before we continue, tell us where in the world you are watching from. Drop it in the comments below, and if you enjoy this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more powerful content like this. What no one knew, not even his hand-picked doctors, was that Marcus had woken up on the third day. He chose to stay silent, his eyes shut and his breathing controlled, for one critical reason: he had to uncover who had sabotaged his plane. "We have to change our approach, Leo," said Jessica Sterling, his wife of 7 years, her voice filtering through the glass door. "The board is getting anxious. The investors are on edge. We can't just wait forever." "Patience, dear sister," replied Leo, Marcus's half-brother and COO of Sterling Innovations. "One more week, and the board will have to enact the incapacitation clause. Remember our deal with Dr. Evans? The medical reports are all prepared." Inside the room, Marcus's heart hammered against his ribs. He had been right. The crash was just the start of a sophisticated plan to seize his empire. "What about his lawyer, Maria Santos?" Jessica asked. "She keeps pushing to see the original lab results." "Maria won't be an issue for much longer," Leo said with chilling certainty. "I've arranged for the ethics committee to review some very incriminating documents that just happened to appear in her office." Marcus's blood boiled. Maria, a brilliant black lawyer, had been his mentor and his most trusted ally in building his company from scratch. The suite door slid open silently. The sound of new footsteps entered, light, careful, and professional. "Good morning, Mr. Sterling," a clear voice said. "I'm Kira, your new night nurse." Marcus smelled a faint lavender scent as she moved about, checking his vitals. After a moment, she sat in the chair beside his bed. "I'm not sure if you can hear me," Kira began, her voice dropping to a confessional whisper. "But I have to tell you something. I shouldn't be here. I was hired 3 days ago to replace the previous nurse who resigned suddenly. But last night, I found something in your charts. The sedation levels are far too high for your condition, and there are inconsistencies in the reflex tests." She leaned in closer. "I'm not just a nurse, Mr. Sterling. I'm a specialist in forensic neurology. Someone is intentionally keeping you sedated, stopping you from recovering." Marcus's heart skipped a beat, a flicker too small for the monitors. "I don't know who or why," Kira continued, "but I promise I will find out. I'll help you wake up." Just then, the door swung open. "Just checking his vitals, Dr. Evans," Kira said, her tone instantly shifting back to professional. "Thank you, nurse," a man's voice replied. "I can take it from here." As the door closed, Marcus felt a surge of hope. He had found an ally. What no one knew was that he was already awake, and a plan was already forming in his mind to turn this betrayal into his greatest victory. The Sterling Innovations boardroom was tense. Leo smiled confidently as he passed around copies of the forged medical report. Jessica, seated beside him, feigned sorrow, dabbing at tearless eyes with a silk handkerchief. "If there are no more questions," Leo announced, "we can vote on the temporary transfer of executive power." Aisha Adebayo, the only black board member and a longtime friend of Marcus, raised her hand. "I have one last question. Why isn't Dr. Evans here to present these findings himself?" "An unfortunate emergency," Leo said smoothly. "But his report is perfectly clear." "As clear as his conscience, Leo," a strong voice echoed from the doorway. Every head turned. Marcus Sterling stood there, dressed in a sharp navy suit, leaning on a cane. Beside him stood Kira and another woman, Dr. Chen. His lawyer, Maria Santos, followed them in. Jessica gasped, knocking over a glass of water while Leo's face went white. "Impossible," Leo stammered. "You're in a coma." "Dr. Evans," Marcus interrupted, walking to the center of the room, "is currently at the police answering questions about medical negligence and attempted murder." Dr. Chen placed a file on the table. "As an independent forensic neurologist, I can confirm Mr. Sterling was kept in an artificial coma." "This is absurd," Jessica cried, her composure gone. "He had a terrible accident." "A very convenient accident," Marcus added. "My jet, with its perfect maintenance record, has a critical failure just as you were pushing to restructure company shares." Maria distributed her own documents. "Here are communications between Jessica Sterling and Leo Hayes discussing a permanent solution to the Starlight obstacle." "We were talking about technical project obstacles," Leo insisted. Kira stepped forward with a tablet and played a recording of Leo's voice from the hospital hallway. "Keep him sedated until the board votes. Then we can let nature take its course." The board looked on in horror as Maria presented bank records showing large payments from Leo to Dr. Evans. "You really thought you could take me down so easily?" Marcus asked his brother as security guards entered the room. "As if I, who built this company from nothing, would just give up." The police escorted a panicking Leo and a weeping Jessica out of the room. When they were gone, Marcus looked at Kira. "I would have been lost if it weren't for someone who refused to be silent." 6 months later, the company was transformed. Project Starlight, Marcus's initiative for low-cost, sustainable energy, was a success, and company stock had soared. The Sterling Kira Foundation for Ethics in Healthcare was established, funded by the project's profits. The conspiracy had failed, but in its place, it had forged a new purpose, proving that our greatest strength is often found in our deepest moments of vulnerability.